Hello, Knights of the Roll Table, and thank you for listening. In this episode, we rejoin our team heading up to Mount Cambion, where they suspect Gravely is hidden away in the dragon's lair of a dragon which reportedly has been dead for many hundreds of years, and also where they have heard that many refugees from the recent crackdown in Cambion have been hiding out. So let's see how that goes. Take care of yourself, take care of each other, and make life an adventure.
Yes, so this is Randall and Sarsa, and that is Tiburon.
Grunk's like,
and
hey.
This is Oliver.
And Haverall is like, well, nice to meet all of you. It's nice to meet them, isn't it, Chris? Chris, just come out. You're fine. And Chris kind of like sheepishly walks out from behind the tree. Quasi, come on. We gotta they're clearly fine. Listen, we're here protecting the innocent people that are refugees from the town. You're not here to hurt them, are you? You're here to help them, right? You guys are good people.
Yes, we are good.
Is everybody good? Some of you are looking still kind of sinister. All right, were we good on this? Because
we
are champions of the people.
Great.
No harm, no foul.
How are you?
See, no harm, no foul. You guys, come on.
Branch just came from talking to some of the prisoners in town, and Cletus said that people were here, so we thought we would see if people were here and needed help.
Oh yeah, there are people here. Come on, we'll take you up there. Quasi-Kazoo is like, fine, we'll take them up there. Also noting, to like generally assess them, actually Branch would be, well, all of you are kind of like generally assessing like, how fighty are these people? Branch, you recognize that like, they seem a little bit more capable than the last time you saw them. From a leveling perspective, like they were doing level 1 quest, killing some rats. You sent them off to do something very level 2-ish. That's where they were going to go hunt boars in a forest or something like that you sent them off to do. Or you might have sent them to Hugo. I'm not sure. But you would assess in D&D terms that they might be around level 5 or so. Like they're coming together in a way that could be formidable. Like they could even be dangerous if it was just one of you, but like you're far outclassing them.
Yeah, I'm not worried about that.
Mm-hmm.
I think we could take them in a fight.
You do have.
Would you call them the Zeros? Yeah.
Yes, that's their team name. So they lead you up, kind of like through the brush and around the corner, past a rock outcropping where there's sort of a kind of a crack in the mountain. And actually, if you look into it, it looks like it's maybe like 4 feet deep. But walking up to it, it sort of like turns immediately to the left, so that opens up into a larger chamber that gradually opens farther and farther, and eventually they lead you into this bigger open chamber that you could see from your map that's what it would look like. That has a fair amount of hustle and bustle of people around, and blankets and hovels, maybe some cooking pots and things going on here and there. Some like bags, things like definitely looks like people who have, for the most part, grabbed what they could and come up here.
Does anybody look hurt?
Yeah, potentially a few people have some injuries. Nothing urgent. More hungry, cold, tired, kind of doing their best to be here. You recognize, immediately, like looking at some of them, you recognize a few people that you've seen at the town.
Yeah, I'll cast Goodberry, which I also give some good berries to Clump, and I'll give them to some people that look particularly hungry and say, one of these should make you feel good for a little while.
So you find a mom with a little kid, and you kind of like give one to a little kid there, and another kind of like corner that has sort of like an older man that is looks kind of weak, and he gets one. So you kind of pass him around to people who look like they could use it, which earns you some goodwill. So Sarsa, you're looking around the cave, and you notice somebody that you recognize in this current form. You notice a gnome that you recognize as Binky the Minky, but nobody else knows that Binky is a Minky.
Sarsa's gonna walk over directly towards Binky and get as close as she can and kind of try to wave at them, and then when she's within earshot, she'll say, "Binky, is that you?"
Oh, Sarsa, You made it out! Oh, thank the gods.
Aye, what are you doing here?
Well, when trouble started in town, I had to get going. I try and be helpful, but really, I'm just a little scared, and I've been worried about everyone else at the in the group. Do you know anything about what's been going on in town?
We ran into Gerald. I heard that the meeting got broken up, and it just seems like there's lots of trouble around.
Gerald's still around. What about Kent?
I'm sorry, I don't know. We did see Cletus. Cletus is safe, but in jail. So that's not great.
Safe but in jail, like a bird in a cage. Oh.
I know, but trust me, me and my friends, we're doing everything that we can to try and put a stop to what's going on here, because it just seems like there's all sort of trouble about.
Well, there's trouble in here too. Someone took all the jerky that I brought with me. That's not very nice.
Oh, yes, that's not right. I'll make sure to put my flask in my inner pocket. My inner pocket.
Watch out for yourself, Sarsa, and thanks so much for checking in on me.
Oh, Binky, is there anything else we can do for you?
Well,
And Binky leans in closer.
the people here don't know I'm a were-mink, so if you see a mink around, just pretend like it's your pet mink or something, okay?
Okay, all right. I'll keep an eye out for you. And it's good to see. I'm glad you got out okay, and we're gonna set this all straight.
I trust you. Oh, I trust you more than others, at least. My jerky. Oh.
Would you like a little nip of whiskey? Would that make you feel better?
Oh no, I don't drink anymore. I had a bad time with that before.
Well, that's a choice. All right, Pinky. I hope I see you again soon.
Stay clean, Sarsa.
Sarsa has no interest in further discussing that alcohol might be a bad thing. And Pinky's sort of
not ready for that conversation.
Exactly.
Don't let the bottle dictate your life choices.
Too late.
Everybody roll investigation.
21 for old Randy.
I am not rolling well today.
15.
Randall, you kind of surveying the group. It's dim in here, but you have good possum vision, so I'm sure you can check things out. You see Caraquill.
There he is.
And Caraquill is looking at you because you and Tiburon fully terrorized Caraquill. He's still been helping you out, and he led you to Abercor and stuff, but he's just like looking at you like, oh God, they're here. Not quite sure what to do with this information, but Caraquill is back there.
Hey, there's our friend. Hi, Caraquill. Hi, book friend.
And you see him, and he gives a little like,
Hey, Tiburon, remember we said hi to that guy? Remember? Maybe we should go say hi to him again, just like we did last time.
I think he looks pretty scared, Randall.
Oh, okay.
You're a very intimidating guy, Randall.
What, me? I'm everybody's friend.
Sometimes you can be too friendly.
Ah, I don't understand.
Well, you remember the roaches?
Yes, my friends the roaches, yeah?
Yeah. Well, they're not Caraquill's friends.
How very strange and sad for him. Who wouldn't want to be friend of a disgusting, horrible roach?
They're a loss, Randall.
I just don't understand people. Well, maybe he could help us out find the way into the secret back parts of the cave.
Caracquill's like staring at you from the other side of the cave, having this conversation, clearly talking about him, like looking, if he kind of like looks at you, you're like looking back and forth.
As we're talking, like wave him over, like, hey, come on over. Hey, come over. Yeah, come over. Remember? You with the nice neck. Come on over.
He very anxiously approaches the two of you and says, hi. Yeah, hi.
Hey, friend. How are you?
Not good. No, not good. It's gone very bad, actually. And have you made progress? You've been gone a long time. you made progress finding your friend Gravely?
No,
We could use all the help we could get.
Well, we're thinking that the entrance might be around here through this cave. Are there any secret entrances to a deeper part of the caves or the cave system?
Yeah, there's several offshoots from this cave, but we've had to patrol them. Things are back there. It's not safe, so we've had to. This is as deep as been safe to go. We have to patrol at night and make sure things don't creep in and attack us.
Well, what kind of things?
There's snails. There's
Snails.
No, I'm not normal snails. The dangerous big snails. Dangerous snails. Not just snails. The bats. There's a lot of dangerous things in a cave. I don't really want to know or thoroughly document everything that's back there that would like to kill us. We just try to stay here, keep it well lit. This is the safest place we could find, but it is far from safe. So any help you could do with that would be great too.
Well, if it's bugs and snails, I can handle that.
That's true. You might be well suited to handle the snails, I suppose. Yes.
All right. Well, point us in a direction, guys. Caraquil over here. He's helping us out right here, and I'm gonna tap him on the back real hard. Be like, Caraquil, our good friend, right here. Kind of give him a couple little jabs, underneath this guy.
Hi.
He's our friend. Hey, everybody. This is Caraquil. He's going to join us in our quest to the deep caves. He's very excited about adventuring with us.
Oh, no, I think I should stay here and
well, you've already seen
things.
The snails.
Yes.
So
what could be worse than that? If you have some sort of a map, I could indicate. I mean, just where they come from. Sometimes they emerge, and I'm sure there's more than that. It's not just snails. I mean, I'm not afraid of snails. They're the cockroaches.
Caraquil afraid of little bugs and little snails, just like he always was.
They're actually very large snails.
Oh, real big snails, big old snails.
You're being mean now.
I'm sorry, friend. I didn't mean to be mean. We're just very excited to see you.
Great.
Hey, show us on the map, or bring the map over, guys. Let's put it on the map here. All right, highlight where the snails are.
So if you pull up your map thing and you can sort of highlight, if you zoom in on this chamber, you can see that there's a couple offshoots of this chamber that lead deeper into the mountain. The whole mountain has just a honeycomb of things. And you have a far off deep in the mountain, you can see where the large chamber that you're assuming must be the dragon's layer. So it's got to be dragon size, and there's got to be exit point for a dragon, whether it's used that lately or not. So you have a pretty good sense of all right, sooner or later we're gonna have to get here if we're gonna try to figure this out. It's far off and there's a lot of branching paths to it, and there's at least 3 paths that are interconnected to this particular chamber that you're in currently. And Caraquil's what is this? I've never seen anything. The mapping capabilities of this device are far past anything that I've ever seen. Where did you get this?
Oh, just something we picked up in our travels. We have a very high passive perception.
We also have powerful allies, and some of the artifacts and items that we achieve and require to find things and locate things and defend ourselves.
Also, I can fight really good, and I can make it rain snow on your face.
Okay, all right. Well, thank you. This is all why I think it would be great for you all to help secure the area and head back that way, and I will remain here obediently and on your side. Definitely on your side. I've definitely never done a single thing to indicate that I am not on your side and very open to helping. Anyway, the snail came from here, and he points to the path that's kind of farthest to the right of where you're standing. There's sort of a central path, one to the right, one to the left, and they're all sort of connected to a honeycomb of passageways and things.
Well, that's not a suspicious thing to say at all. All right, let's get going.
Are we heading back that way? If so, are we going all the way back to Gravely, or where's the team at in terms of the plan here? It's certainly this is a safer area, and kind of there's a lot of people in hustle and bustle, but they're all kind of recognizing oh, these are the folks that are here. You have a bit of a reputation. And everybody, you recognize people are not necessarily looking at you yay, they're heroes here. People are kind of suspiciously eyeing you and sorting out is there danger sort of thing. They're definitely all keeping their distance. Branch's good berries helped a little bit on kind of like not getting an immediate response, but
I think we're just good for continuing towards the cave. And
Yeah.
what was everybody's perceptions before? Tiburon was 4, Oliver was, Branches was high.
passive perception?
No, when you, I think I said investigation. The investigation.
Investigation. Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, no, mine was low on that.
15.
Sarsa, investigate for me.
Okay. 13.
So I would say, Oliver, you're sort of like noticing the vibe in here and that people are nervous about you, and also just kind of generally taking in and doing some like tactical assessment. And you notice a figure with like a just kind of like maybe a potato sack. What material is that?
Burlap?
I'm forgetting the word. Burlap, yeah. With kind of like a burlap, kind of like brownie ratty sort of something pulled over in very much the form of like, oh, I need to like hide myself sort of cheap, quickly hide myself sort of thing, which actually is specifically what attracts your attention to like that person doesn't want to be seen by us, who's sort of like keep into the shadows, definitely like specifically far away. Like while everybody else is giving those kind of like definitely like attention to you, looking at you, you meet their eyes and they break it and everything. Like this person is very specifically trying to not look at you, not be seen, not be found.
Do I don't recognize him?
No, because they're like, they've got this thing pulled over their head and they're specifically trying to not point their face towards you.
1 second, friends. And Oliver just walks over to the person that's avoiding gaze and kind of maybe takes the long way around, kind of steps aside. I can stealth if you need to, but
I think as you get closer, because it's kind of a shoddy, like just grab something disguise, you can see that this person has hoofs.
I kind of look over to Sarsa and Tiburon and I'm like, kind of point like, and do a little like, kind of like a little make fists like clop clop clop, like I'm trying to be like, this guy has hooves, but I don't know if they understand that. Like it's just his sort of.
Do you want to go fishing?
Sarsa starts to pantomime like a bird sign. Like she obviously is not quite grasping.
He kind of wipes his hands back for like no. Him with the hood, and is this all nonverbal, and then he's like, and he does like 4 fingers, and he kind of like does a little like horse gallop, like, and then he just kind of waves, like bah, kind of just waves it, and he just picks up the guy from the shoulders, and, like lifts him up, like from behind. All right then.
So you pick up the guy, and it's Bavrax, the satyr.
Pulls the hood back.
Oh, hey! Oh, hello, friends.
We
Good
know
to see
who
you.
this is.
Oh, you are very larger. You are stronger than you look. Kind, wise sir.
Yes, I've been around.
No, I can tell. It was very perceptive. That was good. And hello. Good to see you all.
Bavrax, were you part of the refugee camp as well?
Yes, refugees here, just keeping safe from all of that down there. Welcome.
You're a little ways from the main group, though, aren't you?
Nope, just part of the main group here. Glad to be a part of. I'm just living a second wind, a second life taken in by these fine people who need protection, which not everyone has given them.
Are you saying you need protection, or you're trying to get a second chance?
I'm reformed. I am sorry about all of that business with the fight, the Malkadoth. I know your friend is gravely, it was a terrible loss, and I know that was terrible, but it doesn't make up for what has happened since then. We're doing the same thing. Surely you see that.
Oliver looks for like a tent or like a private alcove or something that's like somewhere where they can be a little bit out of sight from other people?
I would say as soon as you like pick up Bavrax, like you get pretty wide berth to like everybody backs away and continues to nervously like, what are they going to do? So you can take him pretty much wherever. You can find a little alcove, spot to be a little
Let's
bit
go
more
over
private.
here. I have some questions for you, and he just kind of gestures to the others to come follow, and he gets against like a solid surface like a barrel or whatever, and just kind of slams him against the wall. And he's like, "We know that you hired some assassins to come and burn down and attack the tavern inside of
Okay,
town."
yes, that's the piece of information that I wasn't sure you had or not, but I see that has
Yes,
in
we
fact
have
happened.
that firsthand.
Hasn't gone well. All right, so I understand. We're here. We can be straight. Yes, I tried to take you out, but frankly, what have you done? You're here just supporting Chancellor Riggs, doing everything that Malkadoth did, everything that Chancellor Kern did. We're just repeating history here again, torturing the people, taking control, doing whatever they want to seize power.
Now, hold on a second. We have not been here. We were gone.
Clearly you've not been here.
We don't know what's going on with Riggs or Chancellor Riggs.
Yes, Chancellor Riggs, you don't know, surely. You don't know, as he's every step of the way, every single day, he took charge of the guards, they took control of more and more of the town, became more and more controlling, and they ignored you, they treated you like heroes, and they gave you a wide berth, and you were perfectly fine. Well, clearly, they took all the steps that everyone has taken before to take over the town, to take over Cambion.
Why did you hire people to kill us?
I know that you're coming. We need John Fletcher back. He was the best thing that has happened to this town, and he's still out there. And he's using his powers to return, and that would be better than the same old Chancellor Riggs and whoever Chancellor Hooty Hoo that comes next, and then they will be assassinated, and Chancellor Whatsy What. John Fletcher knows he's the best man I've ever met, and I'll follow him anywhere, and we need to bring him back, and I know you're going to try to stop him, and it can't happen. There's certain costs that need to be paid.
Can we talk above table for a sec? So John Fletcher, we can't the party at the time, which included Gravely, like went in the castle, and John Fletcher, did he seem to not be down with Malkadoth? He was just kind of like, please don't hurt me kind of thing.
John Fletcher is Malkadoth.
Oh, he's
right.
Malkadoth.
Yes,
okay.
Yes, that's what I thought. Okay, thank you.
Right.
So your first encounter with him was...
But because Malkadoth was like, he was impersonating him in order to maintain...
Bavrax was in.
He was like a bad guy. He was like a good cop, bad cop, and he was both.
Yeah.
And he was the one that was like, no, don't go down there. And then he was like, okay. And then he turned into Malkadoth.
Yeah, so your first encounter with John Fletcher, who was kind of like the first Hand of the King sort of character. So you met him, you saw him kind of tutoring his son. He's also Lady Dahlia's father.
So Oliver didn't know any of that.
Kids.
And he's just going to say, well, friends, obviously we need to find this John Fletcher character and bring him back so he can be the owner, the rightful ruler of the chancellorship, right? Seems fairly straightforward.
Well, there's a bit of a complication.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yes.
There, because I think we've defeated him in the past.
You've defeated John Fletcher.
Well, he was going under a different name at the time, so you can understand our confusion as well.
He looks back at the other guy.
Bavrax?
He turns back to Bavrax and goes, well, there you go. We can't do that. So I'm afraid we are at an impasse. We can't give you back the man.
I feel like we're mostly caught up, but I should summarize your knowledge of John Fletcher just to make sure we're on the same page. So you met him as Hand of the King kind of figure to Malkadoth. He has this kid, seemed nice. He seemed reasonable. I'll help you work this out. You went in and met Malkadoth, who then attacked you and whatever, but you pursued, and it was John Fletcher who appeared in the zombie room and in all the rooms as you kind of pursued. Was him saying you got to go back. It doesn't have to end this way. And then when you finally fought Malkadoth, it was not Malkadoth. It was John Fletcher. And you establish also Bavrax was hidden there. So Bavrax was the one through illusion impersonating the like Malkadoth figure, but essentially John Fletcher was the guy,
Right.
the mastermind who has been, I think you uncovered essentially that like they had taken out the real Malkadoth early, and then John Fletcher and Bavrax just started impersonating him. They also had the Heartrend, so they were the people who had used the Heartrend dagger ceremony and had been running things.
And
in the
Bavrax
character.
too.
Yeah, Bavrax was kind of his sidekick, but like has some illusion magic. So in terms of, it seems like people almost never saw Malkadoth, but in the chamber that you did see Malkadoth and kind of started to fight him, that was actually Bavrax just like creating an illusion.
Okay.
Also, John Fletcher was the owner of Fletcher's Flurries until it was abandoned. So and also, I think importantly, Riggs stabbed him with the Heartrend, and it didn't do anything. And he said it doesn't work twice on the same person. I mean, it stabbed him like a dagger. It didn't stab him like it created a portal and killed whoever he loves most.
And at the conclusion of our fight with him, was he gassed out with Gravely?
Yes. It seems like he turned into that gas and went away, and seems like Gravely, the deal that had happened when Gravely's number came up in the room before was that Gravely would get pulled out with him. So they both disappeared together and off.
So he's a bad man. We already talked about this.
He's a bad man.
He's a bad man. He's bad man. Who would do that to Sweet Gravely, to our poor Sweet Gravely? He's bad man. You know, Bavrax got some splaining to do, I think. You know, we should be out for blood for Bavrax. He's got our poor Sweet Gravely somewhere. Let's get some answers out of him.
Yeah, let's rope him up.
Yeah, okay. Randall's gonna say, "Hey, wait a minute, Goat Man. We gotta take you to task. We want to know where our friend is."
Well, I gather you know. I know. I understand your position, and this is you want to save your friend, but frankly, I want to save my friend, and they're tied together. And yes, I used the resources in my hand, which were clearly underfunded and not enough. I was sort of taking a shot in the dark at removing you, but here you are. I plead with you. This is what's going on down there is not better than what we were doing.
Well, that's no excuse. You can't just point to something else that's evil and be like, well, our evil's not as bad. That doesn't make you good. And this is Randall saying this, so this is what's going on in the world now.
It's a complicated point of view, and I do understand it.
We're trying to find our friend, and you may be looking for your friend, but there's more of us than there are of you. So, quite frankly, I don't really care what you think.
We could do better. My friend is good. He was lost for a while there, I admit that, but he's a good man who came to power for good reasons, and we could do better the next time. I know it. I understand your perspective. I understand nothing's going to stop you from going to save your friend, and that's how we got here. I just plead with you. Whatever happens when you get there, just keep in mind, this cycle has to end.
What does better even look like?
Caring for people, not using that cursed knife and
No, I want to see at least a 20-step
not this, not letting this
I want to
happen.
know where the fiscal accountability is going to be. I want to know where are the limitations on donors. I want to know how you're drawing the boundaries for your constituents. How are we ensuring accountability within the government? I want to see all of that laid out. Right? This all seems like a lot of hearsay. Will be better. What does that even mean?
Well, that's fair. Maybe you can be on some sort of a committee. Frankly, I didn't understand a lot of those words.
Oh, you don't want to be on a committee.
Well, if you don't even understand the words and you want to run things, that's not a good sign for your side.
I just do illusions. I just do this. And he makes little fireworks. He creates a whole bunch of little owl bears in his hands, and he starts juggling them. See, fun! I'm an entertainer. I don't know how I got here. I just know we can all do better. All the owl bears go poof, 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 disappear.
I take it back. Maybe he should run things. No, wait, no.
Randall.
Owl bears do not disappear like that. That is factually inaccurate. You did not. That did not.
No, they're illusions. Illusions. Look, poof. And he makes Branch's head look like a human head.
Goodness gracious,
That didn't even do anything.
Is it like the handsome Squidward face?
Yes.
Branch, you look like a human. You look.
Branch,
look
you're
like
hideous. Ugh, totally horrendous. Like the rest of these monsters.
Oh, for the sake of the gods. Poof, and it goes away. It's illusion. I clearly stated it as I did it. Illusion.
Yes,
very-
but
very
illusion should seem real, and owlbears are not tiny, nor do they disappear. You are
Okay,
not good at illusion.
All right, I feel like we're off topic. Look out there. Look at the people.
I thought an illusion was when you were referencing an outside person or event that was outside of the text that you were working on right then and there.
No, you're thinking of allusion.
I also thought it was like an icy tube that you tried to go down with your friends on a tiny little sled.
Oh, I've been illusion before, yeah.
Oh,
This is the podcast now. It's just illusion.
Illusion.
It's a Minnesota housewife illusion down
Oh,
a
yeah.
tube.
Oh, you
I'd
know,
go to the
come on
store,
down
but
with
it's
me.
real.
Go illusion.
Oh, I can't
illusion.
wait. Illusion.
Don't you know?
Real
You know,
cold
I
outside.
had
Went
been
to Illusion
confused
store.
about how it had taken you so long to find your friend, and now I'm not confused anymore. I think I understand intimately what has happened. But look at me. Look at me right
This
now.
is a solid brain trust. We are a well-oiled machine.
No illusions. Look out there at the people. They're afraid of you. Because as far as they know, you've been with Chancellor Riggs the whole way, and he has not been a kind person to them. They're afraid of you, and if you want to be good, they have to know that. They have to see that.
So you're saying, in order for us to gain trust of the people, even though it's not our priority, we should go and have a chat with and perhaps stop Chancellor Riggs from this cruelty.
You don't need, whether you do it now or you do it whenever, those people need to see hope, or they need to see something better. And I just want you to keep that in mind when you do whatever you do with your friend.
Okay, this is all well and good. We know this, but there is someone that could be dying. We have to go rescue them. Seems like
Go.
you're trying to send us on a separate quest, and we're trying to prioritize things.
I have my cards are on the table. Go and rescue your friend. I don't expect I can stop you from that. I just want you to see the whole picture as you go.
Branch gave some things to the people in the prison that maybe if you all rose up would be helpful to making you be able to do the fight.
Whether you lead them one day or they have to go on their own, then they'll need a hope of something better.
Okay, two-part plan. Part 1, rescue Gravely. Part 2, overthrow another government. Fine, we'll do it.
Must be a Tuesday.
Gosh,
Right.
no
but
problem.
first things first, we need to find Gravely. If there's anyone I know who has an unwavering moral compass, it's him.
Yes, and it seems that your friend Gravely is also a bit of a good motivator, so perhaps he can help with this talking to Riggs, and solving one problem can solve the other problem.
Oh yeah, that is a good idea.
Great, so we're aligned. Let's go.
Yes, all right. So listen, person whose name I don't remember.
Bavrex.
Bavrex, yes. Listen, I just got that
Bavrex.
last part. Hold on.
Borax.
Listen, Borax. You tell the people that we are rescuing a friend, and then after that, we will come back and we will deal. We will talk with Chancellor Riggs, and we will set things straight.
Well, because I feel like you're being very cool about the assassination attempt, I will do that. All right? I wish you the best.
We're not cool with it. It was
Right.
not very nice. Don't do it
I
again.
mean, you couldn't. No, understood. Yes, we are in agreement. I apologize. I do apologize for that. Fair.
It's all good. We have an assassination squad coming for you too, so
No.
you thwart them and we thwarted yours, and then we'll be even. So okay, goodbye.
Noted. Thank you.
All right, we move on.
It wasn't a particularly good assassination attempt.
Into the caves, you're kind of acutely aware, kind of like more so as you kind of like walk through the group of like, oh yeah, they are, from their perspective, like the guards were always super cool to us, so we haven't done as much as they got like a little bit harsher and harsher, and like how do they see us, and they don't really know, like, yeah, all right. You head off into the cave. You walk for a while in the darkness. Let's do our old what do we do with Tiburon's eyes check, since everybody else has dark vision. Do we just hold hands till you cast light on something? How are you going to navigate these
Tiburon
caves?
will close his eyes and jump on Randall's back and hope for the best.
Come on, buddy, let's go. We could get you a torch. Or some dancing lights, huh?
Ooh,
I'm surprised there's
dancing
nothing
lights.
in that garbage bag that would.
Oh,
just...
I have exactly the perfect thing. And he takes out some little old Christmas lights and he attaches them to like a little propeller. He's kind of put some little wires in there and he and they kind of like a little like tiny drone, kind of like, and he's gonna cast dancing lights. A couple little Christmas lights just floating around.
Fantastic. Not distracting at all. This is how I like to see. Just living my life.
It's like buzzing around you.
Are they buzzing around Tiburon? Or are they going out in front of you? Like, where are you going to put those?
One's like just going around Tiburon, like around like this. One's kind of like going ahead and then coming back and going ahead and coming back. And then one is like not working correctly. So it's like running into like people and kind of hitting part of the side of the cave wall and like, like in Half-Life 2, after you hit one of the man hacks like once and they go.
All right. So you set off with that going on.
Noisily.
So you head down that corridor for a while. You are going deeper into the mountain, generally in the direction of where you need to get going to, where you think Gravely is. And eventually what you start to see in the like glinting light of the dancing lights, you start to see some like reflection on some of the walls. Some kind of like sparkle, like parts of the walls are getting a little bit shiny or something, and they're kind of like picking up the glints of the lights. There's moments where it almost looks like there's another light, but it's like a reflection of one of the little dancing lights. And as you continue on, there starts to be more and more of those till you have a sense of like the composition of this like corridor that you're heading down has changed into something a little bit different and much more reflective.
Oliver will take a closer look at it and see if he recognizes if it's like rock or organic material or something.
So looking at it, you can tell it's shiny, and they kind of seem like it's strips of this material, whatever this is. Maybe the width of like a big paint roller or something, as if somebody had painted this stuff along cliff walls, but some of it's like on the roof. You can kind of see it all over.
Does it look man-made?
It definitely looks.
Or is it just more like patterned?
I mean, it doesn't look like geologic. It looks like it's not like rocks on its own. Like it has that sense of like almost this stuff was like painted across something, and it started to be just like there was a little bit of it, and now there seems like there's a lot more. Do you want to do anything beyond look at it?
Lick it.
I mean, I'll touch it. He'll touch it with his hand, gloved hand.
It has sort of the very cool, smooth consistency of like glass.
Interesting.
What do you think it is?
What is it, Oliver?
Well, this material it's either applied or something of the very mountain itself is changing. I can't quite put my finger on it. I mean, I can put my finger on it. I just don't. It's an expression.
You actually put your finger on a different like path, and that one actually feels sticky. Like your finger almost gets like stuck to it, which is not the same consistency as the other cool glassy one.
I'll touch a third one, just see if it's different.
Third one is more like the first one, except your finger is now sticky, so like it sticks to it, but you can tell like, oh, this is harder, like the first one was.
Well, they seem to have different consistencies. The first one was a bit cold, and the second one was a bit sticky. So,
how many strips are there?
Yeah, does it just keep going into like further into the tunnel like this?
It seems like the farther you get, there's more and more, but through like black and white dark vision and just like the glints of the dark dancing lights, you don't know. It's definitely like increasing as you get deeper in, but you don't know exactly. You'd have to have better vision at it to really understand more.
Well, I'm flabbergasted. I don't quite know what it is, but let's tread carefully.
Okay.
Randall will take a sample. He'll get out a little jar and he'll kind of scrape some off. Kind of keep it in a little...
Of the sticky stuff or the cold stuff? Of that,
both.
Or okay.
Just a quick...
Sticky stuff.
And the sticky stuff. Especially the sticky stuff. He's very curious about that.
The sticky stuff is like, you can't really like... You can stick anything to it... and some like stickiness, that thing will be sticky. And so you get a little bit of a sample enough, but it's not like fluid enough to like really take a lot of it. So like you can stick stuff to it and pull some off kind of that way, but you don't get a lot of it. And the hardened kind of like glass version is hard enough that it's like really hard to get any off.
Okay.
Man, the one-time stone cunning would be useful.
We have no one.
Are you're continuing on a little bit?
Yeah.
Yeah, no reason not to.
What's our is Tiburon in the front with the dancing lights, or who's heading in our order? Bear in mind, last time you walked through a cave like this, Tiburon was in the back and got bit by a Zorn. So he's probably not taking up the rear, and neither of you is super eager for that. But like,
I would say Randall and Tiburon at the front.
Yes, Oliver will go in the back to sort of try to ward off any rear attacks. You folks go in the front, and I'll just kind of...
Sarsa will also be towards the front, and she is trying to utilize both her dark vision, but also her ability to smell.
You do smell something unexpected, and you have no idea what it is.
Tiburon, like you're getting... what did you eat? Fart jokes are always funny.
They're always good. We love them. We love them.
So good.
Like you are getting a small scent of what you assume is this like stickier version of the substance, and you haven't like smelled that before. You can't really place like, I don't know. This is not. I don't know what this is.
Something smells off, like under-seasoned curry.
What is it? Is it like a gastric juices sort of thing, like a digestive?
No, like pre-digestive. Like someone made something gelatinous, but they didn't add any of the appropriate spices, and it's just kind of there. Listen, I'm not telling you what it is. I'm just telling you what I'm smelling.
So I think as you walk down, you see a thing sticking, which appears to be like at the end of one of these like strips. And it's a very large blue iridescent sort of like spiraled rock formation that doesn't seem to match anything else.
And you said it's stuck to one of the sticky bits, or it's just sticking out of the wall somewhere?
It's along the wall. It's big, like it like juts out and blocks a fair amount of the path you're walking down. So you'd have to kind of maneuver around it. It seems to be shiny, and the structure of it is kind of like this spiraled, like, what is that? Like, it doesn't match cave. It doesn't match the kind of like geology that you're looking from, and it makes it look like what you've been following, this like strip of things, is a trail. Like it's at the front of like the sticky trail of it.
You're in the front.
Should we follow the trail of sticky things? There's no way that could go wrong.
The sticky trail.
Well, if there's snails there, they could be tamed.
All
They
right,
could
Randall.
work for us.
You've got to lead the way. If it's snail time, it's Randall time.
Yo, that's what I've been saying. Here we go. All right, Randall will head
Let
down.
Branch assume some kind of nature form and get a lay of the land before we just go barging in there and shoving Randall to talk to trash things.
Branch could go in, but Branch does not know what is ahead, so I do not know what shape to be. Side question. This blue spirally thing, is it at the, like, does it look like the tracks are or the strip of thing is coming out from behind it, like it had been moving down the hall, or is it just like a big old rock sticking out of the wall?
Roll nature.
Okay,
This Branch knows about nature.
that's better. That is 23.
This is a giant snail shell.
That's what I thought.
It is massive, like you've never seen. This is not how snails are. Like there's
Well, it's not
snails that
usually
are like
blue.
coconut sized, but this has got to be like, this shell probably weighs 250 pounds. And that means
cool.
this stuff is snail track that you've been
That's what I
following.
So the stickier one, I'm assuming, is
okay,
the
all
fresher
right,
of
all
the.
right.
Mm-hmm.
The sticky one is fresh stuff, and the hard stuff is older trails. Is my guess.
Yeah, that you would deduce all that from your 23.
I share. This is a snail. I'm gonna gently tap on the snail shell and be like, "Hey, hello, snail. Are you in there?" I have not yet cast Speak with Animals, but I'm going to. But I want to see if it's alive first.
You feel it like retract a little bit more, I think.
Cool.
But you have a good sense that, like, yeah, there's a living giant snail in there.
Cool. Then I will go ahead and spend another spell slot on Speak with Animals. And so I cast that, and then in snail speak, I guess. Hello, friend. I am Branch. How are you? I assume that's what snails sound like. I don't know.
Pretty good approximation. You've talked to a few snails in your day, so you know some snail dialects and stuff. You're doing your best. So what you get is that this doesn't seem to be like enough. It's not an animal.
Interesting.
Which I think animals like a class of species or beasts, right?
Yeah, beasts would be specifically what Speak with Animals works on.
Yeah, I mean, and I think you also have a sense of like, as you get kind of like towards the underdark, towards the deep things, like things that might seem like animals would be on the surface are not necessarily. So essentially, whatever the spell helps you access from the animal kingdom, this thing is a little bit too alien from that to really communicate with the way that spell usually works.
Cool. Guys, this... Oh, wait, sorry. I did not need to speak snail to you. This snail is not a normal snail, which is maybe obvious because it is giant and blue and shiny.
It is very large, yes.
But it is not a actual animal snail. We are getting down into the dark place.
Does your snail friend know? Have they seen this evil wizard or
The snail did not respond because he did not speak my dialect of snail.
interesting?
Uh, should we keep going? The snail does not seem like it will hurt us.
Yes, I believe so.
Hopefully.
If it's not a direct threat, we should probably keep going. Just give him a thank you, and we won't harm his living environment.
Okay, let's go then.
So it's kind of like locked down. You're able to kind of like gently kind of like maneuver around past it. And now that you know what this is, you're kind of more attuned to like how many snail tracks there are and kind of like what this substance is. And they start to be like on the ground. It's a little bit like slippery. It's definitely a different consistency of terrain. You can almost luge down it if it was cold or wet. Slide down some. And so, like, yeah, you go on for a while and kind of like you notice some other snails. You actually are able to approach one delicately enough that you're able to kind of like get a look at it in snail form and not just like hidden. And it is big. It has, well, you don't really, it's not pointed at you, which is part of why you don't quite disturb it. You're able to kind of like stealth up to it a fair bit. It seems to have like 5 stalks coming out of it, as opposed to like 2 like snail eyes sticking out of it. It's got like 5, and they're all spiky on the end.
Cool.
And like the whole snail like extended out of it is like almost as tall as one of you. It's probably like 4 feet tall with its like head sticking out, doing its
taller
thing.
than me.
Yeah.
But like is like slimy and soft. It's not like reptile or
the snail part, yeah. I mean, you're not presumably touching it, but like it looks like snail consistency.
Is the fleshy bit, is it also iridescent blue, or is that just the shell that's iridescent blue?
No, the fleshy bit is more kind of pinkish, kind of pinky, fleshy, snaily. So as you get closer to that one, it does eventually notice you, and so you see it go like and pull into its shell as they do. So you can continue along. You kind of travel into this mountain far enough that like it's been a while. It's been a couple of hours. You eventually open into like a bigger chamber that gives you some space to at least like you don't have to be like walking in a line. You have an opportunity to look around, kind of like get some space, stretch out a little bit, not worry about like dodging around snail shells or other things. And there's a couple more offshoots to this chamber of like various different kind of like branches that you can take, but you have an opportunity to just like consider if you want to take a rest or if you want to continue on or anything you want to check in on while you're in that little space. I don't know. I don't think anybody is resource wise. Like I don't think anybody's hit points down too much, but resource wise with spells and stuff, I don't know if there's anything to recharge on.
I'm down some first level spell slots, but it's not anything I would use like in a battle or anything. So
chump change. Good berries.
Yeah,
speaking with animals.
Not terrible.
Dancing lights, cantrips.
Psh, no problem, baby.
You handled a quick assassination attempt this morning. Didn't really use any resources. Sarsa did ice them. Yeah.
Ice, baby.
Let's do a perception check in this chamber.
24.
Dirty 20.
Dang. All right. Perceptions are enough. Tiburon's is 5. But Branch and Sarsa like both have the sense kind of at the same time. Like we are. Randall's is 26. So a lot of real good perception, except for Tiburon, who's got absolutely nothing. Oliver's 19. So you all kind of recognize as you kind of like group up and stretch around and everything, and you kind of like all have the sense at the same time of like we're being watched by something way more formidable than the zeros were. Like we're about to be ambushed, but you all kind of recognize it. as you're kind of, it's basically like you're starting to think about like, oh, there's some branches off points. We're going to have to decide where we go from here. And you realize a lot of like cubbies and holes and things are filled with something that is monitoring you.
Sarsa kind of jolts down the tattoo.
Mm-hmm.
Am I able to, I can message like multiple people simultaneously, right?
Yes.
I will send that to my fellow knights that we are being watched, which means Randall would be the only one that wouldn't have received it.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, he had a 26, so he probably knows.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's already noticed.
I'm the only one that notices we're about to be ambushed. A glyph of warding is a... Oh, found it. Hold on.
You got, I don't know if you know glyph of warding separately, but you had that as like a portal effect that is probably worn off.
Yes, I know. Oh, it's worn off?
Well, other people are. Sarsa's not attracting woodland creatures and other things aren't happening, so you probably don't have that option anymore.
I'm going to try it anyway. I'm going to write a glyph on something. Yeah, like a symbol. An ancient draconic symbol. And I'm going to go, ha ha ha, ha ha ha. Does it power? Does it power up?
Roll Arcana.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, it's all coming together, baby. Not an Arcana person. 9. His magic is engineering.
Glyph of warding. Level 3 spell. You kind of sketch it together. You're like, I totally know how to do this because you did a while ago, but like you realize like, oh, that knowledge is like kind of fading. And so, no, it doesn't. But you do have a sense of like, I think you could figure this out again. Like if you really got some time and worked on it, you think you could actually like learn the spell Glyph of Warding because you had it for a little bit. But it doesn't seem to be... You're like sketching it together and you've got... It takes like longer to do than it would do and you're like putting it together.
Let's see. Let's try this again. No. Erase the sand. Try again.
You get really kind of like involved in it, which like takes your companion's like attention off a little bit to like, what is he doing? And what you really get interrupted by is one of those giant snail shells hits you. It was like launched at you at velocity. Yeah, and it knocks you over. And the snail side hit you. And that snail like emerges and starts to beat you with its 5 macy tentacles. So everybody roll initiative.
Wait,
While it's giving me a slimy hug.
Friendly. What have I, Branch? What did you tell the snail to offend it?
I do not think that snails can fly.
Let's see. So the snail's going to get the first attack, but we'll say everybody 16 or above can participate in a surprise round here. I guess that's just Sarsa. We'll say everybody 15 and above can participate in a surprise round since you did kind of like see this was coming. But first off, Randall gets hit by this thing. Its tentacles emerge and it starts beating on you. And with another action, it rolled first a 1. So first tentacles miss you. But then, it gets 5 attacks, 1 for each tentacle. Randall, what's your AC?
13.
Ooh. All right. 1 misses. Second hits. 3 misses. 4 misses. The snail is unfortunate. It's disoriented. All right. So you get hit twice by 2 of these tentacles. It is essentially a guy getting hit by a mace. And you're going to take 12 bludgeoning damage from that.
Ouch.
It also lights up. It emits dazzling colored light.
Ooh.
So all of a sudden, like you're in dark vision dim mode, but this thing like lights up at a 30-foot radius, dim light beyond that. So you can see a lot more of this chamber all of a sudden, which kind of disorients you all a little bit, and also lights up that there's a couple more shells flying at you. So let's make dexterity checks. Tiburon and Oliver.
14 is my number tonight.
7.
Ooh.
Just bad rolls for me tonight.
So everybody also needs to make a DC 15 Wisdom saving throw.
7 for Randall.
That's gonna be a problem for Randall.
Uh-oh.
Jen's fine. Chris
18.
is fine. What else do we have? Branch and
I had a
Tiburon, what'd you have?
16.
You're good. Tibbs?
This one was 21.
Ooh, nice. All right, so everybody's generally good looking at this, except that Oliver and Tiburon, you notice 2 snail shells flying at you, and neither of you is able to react fast enough to knock them out of the way. So they both hit you, and snails also emerge on top of you. We'll do those attacks. This lighting up ability is scintillating shell from a flail snail. It emits dazzling colored light until the end of the snail's next turn. The snail sheds bright light in a 30-foot radius, dim light. Creatures that can see the snail have disadvantage on attack rolls against it. Any creature within the bright light and able to see the snail when its power is activated must succeed on a DC 15 Wisdom saving throw or be stunned until the light ends. So, Randall, you are stunned. While this snail is on top of you. The other 2 boys are going to deal with some attacks. Your AC is probably better than Randall's. Tiburon and Chris, what are your ACs?
19.
Mine is 21.
14 or higher. That's 1 hit for Tiburon. 2 hits for Tiburon. 3 hits for Tiburon. So, Tiburon, you actually get hit by 3 of your snail's tentacles. That's going to do 18 damage. Let's go for Oliver. Those tentacles start flying at you, Oliver. You've kind of like seen what's going on, and only one of them manages to hit you, so you're going to take 6 damage. 3 of you have giant snails on you, and Oliver, you will get a chance to have your own response to this in this surprise round. You got a snail on you. It just hit you once. What do you want to do?
Wait, we have a surprise round?
This is like surprise round of the snails, but you were like aware that an ambush was happening, so I'm saying your perception of whatever I said was high enough that you can react in this surprise round.
So it attacked me and it hit me once, but then it missed me also? Like one of
you
them
got hit by this giant snail shell, so that's probably knocked you over somewhat because it is several hundred pounds. But then the snail emerged, and all 5 of its tentacles tried to attack you, but only one actually hit. So you were kind of like pinned down, dodging around, and one of them kind of like squarely hit you in the face. The other ones you managed to get out of the way of.
So this says I can react if there's a melee attack that misses me.
Yes, 4 missed you.
Okay. So I'll use a reaction to do a maneuver called Riposte.
Okay.
Which I can make a melee weapon attack against it, expending a superiority die. And adding the die to the attack's damage roll. Okay. It'll be a 26 to hit.
Hit?
13 plus 4, 17 bludgeoning damage.
Ouch. So that actually lops off one of its 4 tentacles that it attacks with. Does a fair amount of damage to another one.
How about you, beast?
Yeah, but that's your reaction, so you can actually go on to take a full turn separately.
Well, then I will do some monk stuff. Let's go ahead and attack twice. 16 hits.
Yes.
And 19 will hit.
Yes.
So that's going to be 32 bludgeoning.
So altogether you did 17 before, so 40. All of those attacks end up like lopping off 4 of its 5 tentacles, and it looks pretty wrecked, but it's still kind of like on top of you, alive.
All right. Bonus action. I'm going to I'll use a key point to do a flurry of blows.
All right.
25 and natural 20.
Oh, dang.
For 30.
Nice.
20 plus 10
Dang.
is 30. All right. So let's see. That's going to be, so the first one is 12. And then the second one.
So that first one, actually, it's got like one tentacle left. And with an unarmed attack, you're able to just like grab it and yank it off. And that seems to be the end of that snail.
Gross. So can I use the crit on like another one?
Yeah, if you want to do something from that,
I'm going to go over
the other ones. Go for it.
I will go over with the tentacle that I pulled off and just like smack another one with it and try to surprise it. Be like, oh, what do you think of this? and
okay.
And that's my crit. So
of the two, Tiburon just got hit similar to what you did. Randall got hit and also seems to be stunned by it. That's the one that's lit up. So which one do you want to go for?
I'll go over to Randall's. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So that was a crit. You're going to attack it with its friend's eyeball or flail stalk. What's damage on that for a crit?
Okay. So that will be that was 12 damage on the crit.
Okay. So like you whip this like tentacle that you pulled off the one on it. You're also able to you like stand up and like shove the giant shell and big snail off of you and kind of like whip it out at the one that hit Randall, and it actually wraps around one of those tentacles and pulls one of those off.
Lovely.
And so Sarsa, you've got a turn.
Right. I'm gonna send a guiding bolt.
So there's one on Randall, there's one on Tiburon, and also kind of like Sarsa's wise. Nothing about what you've encountered with these snails seem particularly hostile or agile. So you have a sense that like they didn't throw themselves at you.
Someone's throwing snails.
So where do you want to aim a guiding bolt?
With that insight, I'm repositioning my brain powers here. I can't make out. Can I make out any direction that like stuff might have come from?
The one that hit Randall seemed to come from above. That was pretty distracting, especially when it lit up. But you do have a sense that the other two came from two other totally different directions.
Well, I'm going to throw up my Spirit Guardians. I'm going to do that. I'll do it as a level 5 spell.
Ooh.
Dex save.
What's the radius of Spirit Guardians? Like 60 feet?
It's a
30 feet?
15-foot radius. So
okay.
Out from me.
So that'll be the two living snails that will manage that. Well, snails are not that dexterous, you guys. First one will hit
wisdom save. It's a wisdom save. That's my bad. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay.
I don't know
they're not super wise. They are more wise than they're dexterous, but so they got a 15 and a 9.
Neither one of those is going to save. 27 radiant damage.
Oh, dang. That rips them up both pretty good.
And I want to use my movement to go as close as I can to wherever you said that there were two.
You know what? Let me take that back a little bit. So there's a weird effect that happens when these Spirit Guardians attack these snails. When you like launch these Spirit Guardians and cast the spell. All right. So what's your DC for the Spirit Guardians?
17.
17. They still both fail that. But you do have a sense that like you see some of your like mantas that sort of launch into it, kind of like bounce off of its shell and stuff. But they still both hit. The shell seems to like repel your mantas pretty good, but like a lot of them are able to get good shots into the like flesh of the snail, and you see them actually like tear off a couple of like these eye stalks just like going at these snails. So that seems to be working quite well enough.
And then my movement with my little donut of floating mantas of radiant damage, I want to run towards where it looked like those came from with the hope that I'll just get close enough to hit them with my AoE.
Okay, so you can run towards one of the walls. It seems like roughly you're thinking the one that hit Randall came from above. The other two seem to have come from like towards the sides-ish. So you kind of like run towards a wall. You do hit something. You run kind of like right up close to a creature that looks very much like something you fought before. It's a slod.
Oh, and I totally remember what a slod was.
It's a tossing slod.
Those are not good.
This is the giant frog creature that seems to have eaten the prospector that you fought along with the Zorn in these caves. And Oliver was saying a lot of like, ooh, don't touch it because there's a little thing in here that will get inside you and take you over and turn into one of them. They're basically like giant, scary, toothy frogs.
Cool. Well, how close am I to it before like seeing it?
I'd say you probably get. I mean, you like charge towards it, trying to hit it. It would make its own dexterity saving throw. So let's see how that goes.
Wisdom. Sorry.
It will make its own wisdom saving throw. It rolled pretty low, so those hit it. It'll take the damage. But also, you're just able to pull up short, so you're probably like 7 feet away of it, just outside of melee range when you pull up.
31 radiant damage.
Ooh, all right, that gets it pretty good.
And I'll shout out, "Oi! There's one of those slod nasty things over here. Be careful!"